17-year-old accused of fatally stabbing a Texas student athlete during a track meet allegedly admitted to the crime. Now, he also asked officers if his actions could be considered self-defense. That is according to a newly released arrest report. On Wednesday morning, 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School in Frisco, Texas, was killed at a track meet. Police said a student from Centennial High School in Frisco, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, stabbed Metcalf in the chest during a fight. Anthony was arrested, now charged with first-degree murder, and is being held in the Collin County Jail on a $1 million bond. Our Fox 4 Dallas team has been covering all of the information here. Alex Boyer has the latest.
In that 7-page arrest warrant affidavit, several witnesses, including Metcalf's twin brother, describe how that deadly encounter went down. It also revealed that the suspect reportedly admitted to a Frisco police officer that he stabbed Metcalf.
My son is gone, and I don't really have words. I've tried to figure out what I was going to say, but he's just going to be so missed.
The pain is still raw for the Metcalf family after 17-year-old Austin Metcalf was killed on Wednesday morning at a UIL District 11-5A track meet in Frisco.
That dude was extremely smart, always in the box. He just came to him real easy, and just him playing football as well just made him just a great person overall.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is because they have personal items there.
Anthony opened his bag and reached inside and said to Metcalf, "Touch me and see what happens." Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony and told him to move.
He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. He was just a tragedy what happened.
That's when Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest once before running away. When Anthony was taken into custody by a Frisco police officer, Anthony reportedly confessed to the crime, saying, "He put his hands on me. I told him not to," adding that, "I was protecting myself," and then asked the police officer, "Is he going to be okay?" Metcalf died in his brother's arms.
I'm not at that point to forgive and forget, but eventually I will. But I pray for his family. I pray that they understand what we're going through as well.
This whole community has really wrapped their arms around us. And if I could say anything to the nation, I would say to make sure that you just hug your babies tight. Because you don't know when the last time you get to do it.
In a statement released by the Metcalf family this afternoon, they say their focus is now on laying Austin to rest. Meanwhile, I can tell you that Anthony remains in the Collin County Jail on a $1 million bond. Alex Boyer, Fox 4 News.
Alex, thank you so much. Now, our Fox 4 Dallas team, as I mentioned, has been covering all of this from the get-go. They had a one-on-one conversation with Austin's father.
Well, it started with a call from his football coach who was not at the track meet and said, I think Austin has been stabbed. And I said, where at? And he said, Kukendall Stadium. I said, I'm on my way. So I drove up there, went through a load of police officers, and was able to see my son on the gurney with a huge hole and blood all over him, and they were pumping him. He wasn't breathing, and his eyes were rolled back in his head. So I had to find his brother. They're twins. And so I found Hunter and tried to get him under control as best we could. And then I loaded him up in my car, and we drove to the hospital as quickly as possible. And we waited. And when the doctors came in and said that he didn't make it, it was tough. My son took it extremely hard. Mm-hmm. I'm still in shock, to be honest. I mean, I'm numb. So it really hasn't hit me. And I don't believe any parent should ever have to bury their child. And I pray that, maybe there's changes made as far as security or things like that. And maybe we can learn from this and try to turn a tragedy into something positive to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else's child. I don't want parents to feel like I feel today. So I've already forgiven the person who stabbed him. God's going to take care of everything. God's taking care of my son. I kissed him. When I kissed him goodbye this for the last time, I told him it's not goodbye. It's see you later. So I just have to trust in God and my faith to pull us through. I don't understand his plan. We're all subject to trial and tribulations. God didn't say life was going to be fair or wasn't going to be hard, but he said he'll always be beside you and never leave your side. So we're going to lean deep into our faith. There's a vigil tonight at our church at 7:00. I will be attending also. The outpouring of students and coaches and friends and family that showed up at the hospital immediately. It was just shows the way my son touched people's lives. He was voted team MVP of the football team this year. He carried a 4.0. He was on National Honor Society. He's ranked in the top 50 of the state in his position. He's having D1 colleges contact him. He had a great life ahead of him. And to be taken away, it's such a tragedy. I mean, I can't even tell you how I feel because I don't know how I feel. I feel numb at the moment. Yeah. I just hope that this doesn't happen to any other parent and their child. But I do hope for justice. Because this is unacceptable.
And the fact that, someone was immediately taken into custody, they know who did this. They are charging him with murder. I mean, how does that make you feel that police immediately got this person?
First of all, I feel sorry for that individual because he's now made a mistake that's going to cost him the rest of his life. The hard part that cost me is I lost my son, and his brother was holding him, trying to hold the blood in, and he passed. My son watched his brother die in his arms.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Austin, about, his personality?
Austin was a leader. He led the football team. He was voted team MVP by his players and coaches.
What was his position?
He played linebacker. Him and his brother both play linebacker. He played inside. His brother plays outside. We were so fortunate this past weekend that me, Hunter, and Austin, we grew up hunting together, and we had matter of fact, the ranch we're on, the lease was not renewed, so we could never hunt there again. And we went there for the last weekend. And he said, "Dad, I've never shot a pig before. I want to get a pig this weekend." I said, "Okay." Lord and behold, it's a heck of a story, but he shot his first pig this weekend. And we all talked, me, him, and Hunter both. We all talked about these are memories that you take forever. After I'm gone, you can tell your kids about, well, your grandfather and we were hunting and we stalked and it took 2 hours, but we got this. I got my first pig, and he was so excited. And I'm so fortunate to be able to spend that weekend, not knowing it was the last weekend I'll ever spend with him.
And he also was on the track and field team?
Also was, football was his pride and joy. Yeah. He was working on track to increase his speed. Matter of fact, he's already dropped this 40 times. He was telling me about how he's dropped it. He's going to drop it some more. And he was an amazing, dedicated athlete. And by the outpouring of his friends and family that showed up immediately at the hospital, goes to show how he impacted other people's lives.
And what did that mean to you to know that your son did that?
Well, for me, I was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, and I was not supposed to live. And God blessed me because he knew I needed to be a father for these two boys. My two boys is what my life lived. I lived my life for my children. That was my why to keep fighting. And I'm cancer free. So God had a plan for me. So I was able to watch and be blessed so much. But having both my sons are amazing. My other son is just crushed. And I feel for him now, and he'll never be the same. None of us will. Grief, we all go through it, but the thing about grief is you don't get over it. You just learn to live with it. So, I don't have a choice other than to carry on. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure Austin's never forgotten. I'm sure he won't be. He's touched a lot of people's lives. He was a great individual, a leader, an athlete, very smart, 4.0, I couldn't ask for a better son. 2 of them. I couldn't ask. They were my whole life. And for it to be taken away so senselessly when this guy was just sitting in the wrong spot and they asked him to move, and he winds up stabbing my son in the heart and killing him. It's unfortunate, but he's gonna have to answer to those consequences. They have no contact with this person ever before. I can tell you what happened. I know firsthand. I wasn't there, but I talked to my son.
Yeah, what is
everything. I know exactly how it all transpired. It was multi-Frisco High School track meet.
Yep.
Many high schools were there. It started to rain, and they have their own little tent for memorial. And they were sitting there, and someone was behind them mouthing off, and he turned around and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." He said, "Well, you don't belong here. You don't go to memorial." He had a Centennial tracksuit on. And he said, "You need to leave. This ain't your spot." And some words were discussed. I'm not going to say on camera but he asked him to leave and basically said, "Make me." And then he wound up stabbing him in the heart and killing him. All over someone sitting in the wrong spot at a track meet. Now, I don't blame his parents. I don't blame him. But they all will suffer too. I feel for their family because now their son will probably wind up in prison and learn that he killed someone. And he devastated and took my son that I can never get back. It's unfortunate for everyone involved. And I just hope it doesn't happen to anyone else. This world, there need to be changes, and it starts at home. So I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm just happen to say that try to be kind in this world. And if you can't be kind, find someone who is.
Is there anything else that you want people to know about Austin? You want people to know how he'll be remembered? Is there anything else that you haven't shared?
I mean, it's hard right now. My thoughts are all over the place, to be honest. I mean, there's so many great things about him. I could probably sit here for 3 hours and go on and on and on. But he was a great friend. He was a leader. He was well respected in school by his teammates, by his coaches, by his friends. His girlfriend came up to me and said, "You know what? He talks about you a lot, and he loved you, and he treated me with great respect." And he goes, "You taught him that, He was going to turn out to be a great individual and impact this world with positivity." So he was on the right track. He was doing everything right. I was so proud to have 2 sons, not just him, but 2 sons that do the exact same thing. My other son, Hunter's like, "Dad, I can't go on because Austin always had my back." I said, "I know." And when I kissed his forehead today, as his body was cold, I ran my fingers through his hair. I told him, "It's not goodbye. It's see you later. I'll join you at some point too, son. You just beat me to this place. So you keep an eye on me up there. Put in a good word for me. And we'll meet again."
Your faith is keeping you strong right now.
Yep. It's the only thing that's keeping me together.
Well, I know there ain't too many people in here, and that's all right. That's one side of the story. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Because Carmela Anthony, who is also 17, was attacked and beaten up by this young man, by this Metcalf kid, and his twin brother. Okay, now keep in mind, these boys are over 6 feet tall. They both weigh more than 250 pounds. And Carmelo weighs like 150 and is under 5'10". He'd been bullied by these boys. And he was afraid of these boys. Hey, Desert Goat, good to see you. Rudy, sorry I can't say your last name, but with autism, thank you for coming by. I will, if you're still around when I make it back over onto the YouTube page, I will make sure that you get modded so that nobody can silence your speech. If anybody cares to join me, there is a link you can join me at. Speak your piece. I'm going to read a little bit to you about Anthony. Let's see. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so there's a Give, Send, Go campaign for Carmelo Anthony's defense. I personally believe that it was self-defense. This young man, again, was bullied. He was beaten up. He was beaten up by two twin brothers that weigh more than 250 each. And it's sad. I mean, it's sad for both sides of the family. It really is. The page claims the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. I agree. I agree with that. It says here, as a family of faith, we are deeply grateful for all of your support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now more than ever, according to the fundraiser. The company which hosted the fundraiser that brought in hundreds of thousands for Daniel Penny's legal defense after he was charged in New York City subway chokehold death did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The fundraiser has raked in about 60,000 with 1,600 donors. That was as of Sunday morning, last Sunday. Many of the commenters claimed that Anthony had been bullied by Metcalf. This has been confirmed by students. This was well before the fight at the racetrack. Some people have commented, "Good luck, young man. Bullying must stop." One person wrote while another chimed in, "Let this be a message to all bullies. Don't start stuff, there won't be no stuff." I don't agree with those comments. I think that when you're afraid for your life, and you use what you have to defend yourself, I don't care if you walked into the bar and the people who were going to do you harm were there or not, and you didn't turn around. There is no law stating that you must turn around and flee. There is no law that says that. And instead of one boy, going after Anthony, two boys, double his size, come after him. And he said, "Don't touch me." He was afraid for his life. And I believe that. The first thing he asked was, "Is that kid okay?" Oh, Cajun Randy, it's sad. So what happened is there was a young man who was being bullied by these two football stars. Now, mind you, this young man was also a football star. He got a 4.0 grade average. All these kids, quote unquote, were good kids, but they were also assholes. There was a girl involved. Apparently, this is just hearsay at this point. They were both dating the same girl at some point in time, and it pissed off the Metcalf kid. The Metcalf kid and his brother started to bully the Anthony kid, and it got to the point where Anthony got his ass whooped. And they were both at a track and field meet, and Anthony saw him and was sitting in the section that he wasn't supposed to be in. Maybe to prove a point, maybe to just see if they would do it again in public. I don't know. Nobody knows that, But he was confronted, told he couldn't be there by the Metcalf kid. And of course, the Metcalf's twin brother comes up and starts bullying him and talking shit to him too. They go to grab his bag, and the Anthony kid grabs a knife from his bag and stabs one of them in the chest. Kills him. They're now holding the Anthony kid on $1 million bond. A fucking $1 million bond. He turned himself in. He went straight to the cops. Like, it's the first cop he fucking saw. And told them what happened and that he was afraid for his life. Now, if a cop can get away with it, say exactly, I say justified as well. Absolutely justified. He was scared. He was among a bunch of fucking other people from a different school, being surrounded by them. What the fuck? And what was he doing with a knife? Guess what? I still carry a knife on me at all times. I have my entire fucking life. Up until, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, my rifle sat in the back of my truck in the window. I don't know too many people around here anyway who didn't live that way. You know, as soon as my daughters got old enough to drive, I thought, well, maybe, you know, this ain't such a good idea. Leave my gun in the truck of my window. But, you know, I did take my gun out of the truck of my window. It was just a rifle. But, I mean, mind you, my high school had a gun range. We had a gun club in high school. It was normal. In fact, when it became no longer a thing, I thought it was really weird. Thank you, Karen. But it's heartbreaking because not only did this family lose their loved one, but this Anthony kid's family is losing him. And he's being held because of the color of his skin. And I'm sorry, I don't want to make it a race thing. But as soon as the police got involved, it became one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, in Texas. And, you know, they're holding him on $1 million bond, which is a violation of his Eighth Amendment. I don't care how you look at it. That's impossible for a kid to get out of bond for $1 million. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. It is cool to see that people are coming together and helping him with his defense. I do believe it was self-defense. I do believe he was afraid for his life. I know I would have been. As soon as they touched him, he defended himself. It is an insane bond. I just, like, boom, my mind blew up when I saw that. Right, Desert Go? It was normal, was it not? Hello, Brandon. But it just seems wild to me that, you know, so many, I mean, the kid who died, his father was, you know, as far as he knows, he was being honest about everything. The son that survived, the other twin brother, he has admitted to bullying this kid. He has admitted to there being issues between them, and he admit to, you know, them beating him up, and I just don't see. If anybody else sees it differently than I do, please come on up and speak your piece. I'm not going to get mad. Well, I might get mad, but you know what? You can get mad too. I don't care. I do think that they're going to crucify this young man. And I'm scared for him. My brother's been in a Texas prison since 1986. And he'll never see the light of day. USA, me too. Me too. I think that some of them are out. The fact that the Metcalf kids were very familiar with guns, I mean, that kind of weirds me out a little bit. Yeah, I was 6 then. I was 6 then when my brother got put away. And he's my half brother, so he don't look like me. He ain't got that chalky white skin to get himself through life. And I'm scared that that's what's going to happen to this kid. Exactly. Exactly, Desert Goat. It was normal where I'm from too. Yep. See, occasion. It's normal. It's normal. My daughters, when they turned 7, each one of them got their first gun, which was a 22 long gun, single shot. That way nothing bad could happen. And that was my first gun too. I think I was about 7 years old. Just big enough to hold it. Exactly, Brandon. So this kid having a knife on him in public, I mean, I don't see how that's abnormal. I don't see how that's considered premeditation of any kind. It's not. He had a knife on him. It wasn't like some big ass fucking knife. It was a fucking pocket knife. A pen knife, basically. Not the new pen knives, but one to open up letters with. Which, honestly, I think that's what I use my pocket knife mostly for. Anyway, is opening letters these days. Exactly, Desert Goat, and it's just crazy. Premeditated defense, exactly. Exactly. He was scared. He was going to be at this track meet. He was in his fucking tracksuit. Maybe he wanted a confrontation. Maybe he just wanted to say, hey, you don't get to bully me no more. Or, hey, bully me in public. Exactly. Cajun fucking yes. You know what? I love that you guys think the way that I do, but I also don't want to be caught in an echo chamber. Echo chambers are no fun either. But yeah, I agree with that. Over on the Blind Justice channel a few weeks ago, I posted a video of this cop who I don't know why he shot his gun. I don't know why he pulled out his gun. I don't get it. I don't know. Well, I hope that you are. Because this young man deserves to have, he had a 4.0 grade average. He has, he's 17 years old. He has this future ahead of him that is going to be ripped from him, even if he gets off with self-defense. His scholarships are gone. They're taking that shit away from him. And not just his sports scholarships, but his academic ones as well. And he did the right thing. As soon as he was able to get away from it all, he went straight to a cop. Which, maybe that's not the right thing. Maybe he should have went straight to a lawyer. But he went straight to a cop and told him what happened. And exactly. Which is like the same as right to fight, correct? Or right to defend yourself. Here in Washington, if you really want to fight somebody, you can get the cops involved and have them literally referee the fight, because it is a right to fight state. And if both parties want to fight, there shall be a fight. I'm not joking, not even a teeny tiny bit. Oh, Golden, I'm sorry. Do you need me to jump off here? Do you need to talk? Yeah, they were in the stadium, like a track stadium, for some kind of a school track meet or whatever. And Anthony went up to where the Metcalf boys were, and they told him he couldn't be here, which just got its own race undertones in it all by itself. But apparently it was like a section that was just for that kid's school, because apparently they went to 2 separate schools. Yeah, mutual combat law. Makes sense. Well, he told them, when the Metcalf boy told him to get away or you can't be here, the Metcalf brother stands up and also, oh, Karen, you are an angel. You are an angel. Thank you. Damn it, now I don't know what to say. You got me all sideways, Karen. You got me teared up. Thank you. It means a lot. I appreciate that very much. But yeah, so this Anthony kid was told to go on get, and he pretty much said, you can't make me leave, and if you put your hands on me, you're going to be sorry. And so they put their hands on him. I agree. It's really weird that nobody's talking about it. The only place I've really seen where people are talking about it, and like legitimately having a conversation about it, is over on Fanbase. But I'm not gonna lie, they talk so fucking much you can't get 2 words in edgewise. So, Desert, the same here. Definitely self-defense. Absolutely self-defense. If a cop can be afraid for his life over a fucking nut hitting a car. Wait, that don't sound right. You know what I mean. But yeah, if a cop can claim self-defense over some shit like that, this kid who was being bullied and beaten up, repeatedly beaten up by these same 2 boys, who is pretty much surrounded by, yeah, thank you, an acorn. Thank you for knowing what I meant. I feel bad for both families too, but this kid should not be sitting in jail right now. He should not be getting charged with anything. And if the family don't see that, even after the brother, who is still here with us, stated, yeah, we were bullying this kid. Yeah, we threatened this kid. They need to let him go. But then there's the thought of, if they let him go, is he going to be safe? Like, are people going to show up with fucking pitchforks and fucking... Yeah, it's just scary. I mean, his family's going to have to move for their own safety. Desert goat. I know. I'm sorry. I do. I feel bad for them because they lost their kid. And no matter what, I mean, that's going to fucking hurt when it's your own child. It's going to fucking hurt. It's going to hurt twice as bad if, you realize that your kid fucking kind of got what was coming to him. A loss is a loss. That's right, Golden. A loss is a loss. No matter how you look at it. And hell, the surviving twin, he even said, I'm sorry, Dad. He's always stood up for me, so I felt like I needed to stand up for him. And maybe I shouldn't have. And that's sad because, people are bitching and complaining about where's the records? Where's the reports? Why didn't this black kid report all these fucking instances of bullying? Hello, you go to a cop and tell him what the fuck's going on. Did he really? I like Willie D most of the time. He gets on my nerves sometimes, I'm not even gonna lie. This happened last week, Cajun. I think last Friday. But Willie D's fucking, he will hear, if you disagree with him, I'll give him something. He will fucking let you say your piece, and he will fucking read it out loud, and he will contemplate what you're saying, which I appreciate a lot. Oh my goodness. Hello.
Oh, hey,
How are you?
great. See you going live. You're talking about this topic. No, I meant to see Willie D Live's video about this, but didn't have the time. But now you're speaking on it, and I'm reading about it. Yeah, I might have something to say. You can carry on unless you want me to say something about it.
Please, tell me what you think about this whole situation.
Okay, so the death victim, the dead kid, was the bully, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know what? That's a long time coming. You know what? People should be. I won't say be glad it was him. Just be glad it wasn't you, because the bully kid could have been another school shooter, and he could have got people that didn't deserve it. So,
right. I agree. I don't know about with this specific kid. I think that he would have done other kinds of damage. Just the my perception from my perspective on children who are affluent like this, who have the size that this kid had. I mean, dude weighed 250, but they look thin. When somebody weighs 250, but they look thin, that's one big son of a bitch.
now that person got to be tall to be thin and 250, but that's not the case. So they laugh, but you know what? You before I came up here, you said how come he didn't go to nobody about this? I don't know. Maybe he had the same experience that most of us had. I had 20-something years ago. Because if you fight back, now answer my question, you and anybody in the chat. If you fight back, who gets in trouble? Answer my question. Anybody?
The person fighting back always gets in trouble.
Yeah, because you have to be Christian, dude.
Jesus Christ! $250K raise for the white student that was stabbed. I don't get it. I don't get it because I mean, he got what was coming to him. I don't mean it that way, but that's the only way I can. He put another young kid in fear for his life.
Okay.
The person that needs to be getting that money is the kid who's sitting in prison right now,
Yes.
looking at a murder charge instead of self-defense.
Yeah, we need to put something together for him instead.
There is a what is it? It's not GoFundMe. It's give something. Crap, I can't remember. Let me look it up real quick. Yeah. God, the $1 million bond just blows my mind. Well, they've raised $60,000 so far for his defense.
Okay.
Which is nothing compared to what this white kid's family is. Oh, is it 85 now? Okay, cool. Well, at least it's going up. It's going up. Thank you, Global. I appreciate the help with the info. If you've got a link for it, please post it, because if anybody's got $1 and is willing to fucking donate it, please do, because this kid does not belong in prison. He was defending himself. He was scared for his fucking life. I mean, not just the the twins who weighed 250 each, one on each side of him, fucking grabbing at him, but, that entire school wearing the same colors, that's some scary fucking shit. Thank you, Global.
Good looking out, but yes. First, I had to say, why she raising $250K for that guy? No, I'm gonna tell you why. That fucker was an athlete, and in these crappy ass cities or any city, as long as you winning championships for their city, then you matter. As long as you playing football, basketball, or you're a fucking horror ass cheerleader, you matter. Everybody else doesn't it?
Did you just? I'm sorry.
Spoken from experience.
That's how I always saw the cheerleaders too. So it's okay.
Well, I ain't always stick them that way. Not all of them are that way.
Oh Lord. Oh, who's messaging me? Oh, Taya. Oh.
Yeah.
My boss is texting me, telling me fucking wash myself.
Oh, your boss. Your boss.
Yeah. Apparently she's ear hustling. But I know what side she's on. You know, I know that she knows, she sees it the same way we do. That young man was defending himself, and there's no other way of getting around it. He should not be sitting in prison.
Sure shouldn't, eh?
If I had just two guys standing, one on either side of me, if I have a knife on me, guess what? It's coming out. Exiled one, it's good to see you.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I try to.
Yeah. Everybody just gets busted on their shit. Eh? So
Yeah, there's no reason to be prejudiced in this world, and it really confuses me when I see people who are. It doesn't make no sense. When you see plain and simple, here's the facts, this is what happened, it really doesn't matter what color anybody was. It doesn't change the way the brain thought process works. I'm in danger. They're going to kill me. There's too many of them.
oh yeah.
You know, Anthony did the right fucking thing by protecting himself. It is a shame that it had to cost someone their life. It is a shame that it is costing him his life. Uh-oh.
See, that's where we're not where we're supposed to be. We were getting there, but we keep on going back a little. Eh?
Yeah. But we need to keep that mind frame, you know, no matter what. We need to keep that mind frame of what would I do in this person's position. And I know that every single one of you would have defended yourself with everything you had.
I'll be back. You
All
hold
right.
tight.
My goodness. It's just a damn tragedy, you know? I hope that he is global. I hope that he is. He was a straight A student. He got 4.0 grade point average. He was also an athlete. He was also a good kid. He wasn't going around bullying people. The quote unquote victim here was him and his brother and his buddies. The twin brother even admitted it so. So, you know, I don't understand. I can imagine the guilt that twin brother has got right now. Which is probably why they're doing all that praying. It is definitely a sign of intelligence, and it is automatically natural. People are going to go into fight, flight, or freeze. This kid fought. If anything, he should be surrounded by love and respect and dignity. Especially that last part, that dignity part. He deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. The same way those cops are always treated with dignity and respect when they are in fear for their lives. Hell, they could shoot somebody in the back that's running away and say, oh, well, I was afraid for my life, and they get away with it. But this young man who is standing up against a group of fucking boys that tower over him, who goes straight to the police and tells them exactly what happened. And they arrest him. They say that it was cold-blooded, the way that the cold-blooded words he used. There's no alleged about it. I did it. There's nothing cold-blooded about that. That's admitting and owning to what you've done. Exactly, Global. Exactly. And these kids had already beat him up once. And it's not like he put himself at that stadium specifically to do anything to anybody. He was there because he was in uniform. He was running track. Exactly. But, I mean, there's nothing for this young man to be held accountable for. He defended himself. If anything, that other twin needs to be held accountable. And he should be arrested for fucking assault. There's enough witnesses out there who have spoke up for Anthony, stating, yes, he has been bullied by these guys. He's been beaten up by these guys. I don't care if it wasn't reported. How many of you are going to call the cops? Not fucking one of you. Not fucking one of you. If you do, I trust that you'll have your goddamn camera rolling the whole time. Thank you. Oh, God, I'm just so frustrated and angry about this. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my boss is texting me. Had to text her back. Love you, Karen. You are an amazing lady. You really are.
Okay, I came back.
Yay! I'm glad you're back.
All right. So.
Oh, I'm sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say it's hot in here. Is it hot in here to you? But I guess we're not in the same room.
So. Same topic.
Yep, same topic. We can change it though, of course. I don't mind changing the topic.
Well, if there ain't nothing else left to say, then we could probably move on. I'm still.
Yeah, I think everybody here is in agreement as far as, you know, this young man did nothing wrong.
Yeah. Well, shoot, yeah, it was a life or death situation. I'm like, he was in danger. Like, it's a dirty world. You got to play by the devil's rules if you want to survive, if you want to live. That's the way I see it.
Yes, sir.
That's the way it is. And ain't nothing can be changed about it.
Question real quick. Did you cut your hair?
No, why?
Okay, because, well, when I saw you down in the below, I couldn't see your hair, and I thought, holy shit, he cut his hair.
Oh, in that picture?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a head on it. I just have it in a ponytail.
Oh, okay. You better not. I love your hair. It's beautiful. Men take better care of their long hair than women do. Speaking from experience, I have mine in a sloppy bun right now. Not even gonna lie.
So.
But I've got it conditioning, you know, so I don't want it to touch my face.
Oh, that's nice. Smooth movement.
Yeah. I just rolled a blunt and it's gone. I have not moved from this spot. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know. I was getting frustrated with it. There's an unbelievable amount of police on that other what is that fan base. There's a lot of cops on that fucking app. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. That's not where I would expect them to be. But they have a different view of all this. But I don't care what shit skin you have. Fucking if you're a cop, you're a white supremacist. That's all there is to it. I've yet to meet one who isn't.
Well, there's something those individuals that was good to me. Like every time I go to Midtown and see business at this bar, so that always reminded me. Just be good to the individuals that's good to you. You don't have to under the whole department.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but that doesn't mean that person is necessarily a good person. They just happen to be good to you.
But okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
Hey, road dogs! Holy shit! Been a while. Been a while since I've seen you. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the end of the conversation here. Anyway, I'm glad that I got to say my full piece and let people know that I do support this young man. I support him wholeheartedly. He did the right thing. He protected himself. And he even went as far as going to a cop and telling him what happened. That's that right there. If that doesn't show you that he was innocent of anything consisting of murder, that's good to hear, Road Dog. I'm glad you're back up and running. But yeah, that was self-defense. I don't care how you fucking look at it, how you fucking chop it up. He was defending himself, and these boys already proven to be a threat before. He did nothing wrong, and he should be at home with his family right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just a fucking child. He's 17 years old.
For Christ's fucking sake, it look like he's almost there to go for me.
Oh, it was good to see everybody. I'm going to go ahead and log this one off.
Okay, well, I'll be seeing you again. I still get you in contact.
Well, you better still have my phone number, or we're going to have words.
Yeah, I still got it, but
okay.
You've been talking you've been doing your thing. Yeah.
I've been very busy. I have been very busy. I actually just recently took the last 2 days off, and I guess that's kind of what inspired me to get up here. Just like, all right, well, I need my voice to be heard. All right, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.
See y'all, people.